Magnesium supplements alone can repair and strengthen muscles, especially as they age, but that assumption overlooks how the human body truly works. Magnesium isn't an independent performer, it is part of a biochemical orchestra that depends on several other nutrients to function. Without its cofactors, particularly vitamins D and B6, magnesium remains mostly inactive, circulating in the bloodstream rather than entering muscle cells where it can do its job. The result is a frustrating cycle where people take supplements consistently yet feel little difference in strength, recovery, or energy. What's missing is not more magnesium, but the biological context that allows it to perform its role. Inside the body, magnesium activates hundreds of enzymes involved in muscle contraction, relaxation, and repair. However, these enzymes require the presence of other nutrients to be fully operational. Vitamin D helps transport magnesium across cell membranes, ensuring it reaches muscle fibers and mitochondria where it is needed to produce ATP, the energy currency of life. Without enough vitamin D, magnesium uptake is impaired, and the body struggles to regulate calcium, a balance crucial for muscle contraction. Over time, this imbalance leads to fatigue, stiffness, and slower recovery after even light activity. It's not that magnesium isn't working, it's that it's trapped outside the cellular environment that depends on it. Vitamin B6 plays a more subtle but equally important role. It supports the conversion of stored nutrients into usable energy, ensuring that the muscles can draw on glycogen and amino acids for repair. When B6 levels are low, the body becomes less efficient at using magnesium for enzyme activation, further diminishing its effectiveness. This is why so many people who take magnesium supplements still experience cramps, restlessness, or muscle weakness. Because the mineral isn't being metabolically supported, it's like owning a powerful car but never adding oil. The system lacks the fluid it needs to move smoothly. Age compounds this problem as nutrient absorption and hormonal regulation naturally decline. What's often dismissed as getting older is in many cases a sign of nutrient miscommunication at the cellular level. When magnesium, vitamin D, and B6 fall out of sync, the muscles lose their ability to repair microscopic damage during sleep. Rebuilding that coordination doesn't require more supplements. It requires smarter ones, guided by how the body actually uses them. The missing link isn't dosage but synergy, and once that balance is restored, the body begins to heal from within, regaining the vitality many thought was lost forever. Vitamin D has long been associated with bone health, but its role in muscle recovery and strength runs far deeper than most realize. It acts as a hormonal signal, not just a nutrient, communicating directly with muscle tissue and genetic pathways responsible for repair. When the body has enough vitamin D, it activates receptors within muscle cells that trigger protein synthesis. The process by which the body rebuilds microscopic tears and fibers that occur during daily activity or exercise. This repair work usually happens at night during deep sleep, when growth hormone levels peak and tissues undergo regeneration. If vitamin D is deficient, that entire process becomes sluggish. Muscles fail to rebuild efficiently, energy levels drop, and even moderate physical exertion can leave the body sore and fatigued. What makes vitamin D so critical to magnesium's effectiveness is how it manages mineral balance. It regulates how calcium and magnesium move in and out of cells, ensuring that each is available where it's needed most. Calcium allows muscles to contract while magnesium helps them relax afterward. Without vitamin D directing this balance, muscles may cramp, tighten, or stay inflamed. It's like running a machine with misaligned gears. No matter how much fuel you add, performance suffers. By ensuring magnesium reaches muscle cells, vitamin D transforms it from an inert supplement into an active tool for recovery. This is why taking vitamin D at night in modest amounts can enhance muscle restoration more than magnesium alone ever could. But vitamin D's influence extends beyond muscle fibers. It reaches into the nucleus of cells, switching on genes responsible for growth and mitochondrial health. These genetic pathways increase the production of proteins that repair muscle tissue and enhance energy metabolism. As mitochondrial function improves, so does endurance and resilience, even in older adults. People often report feeling more energized and less sore after consistent vitamin D intake, not because it provides instant energy, but because it strengthens the body's repair systems at a molecular level. The combination of restful sleep and adequate vitamin D creates a biological environment where the body naturally restores itself. During deep sleep, the hormone signals are perfectly aligned, and magnesium calms the nervous system, calcium maintains rhythm, and vitamin D ensures every nutrient is in its rightful place. It's a silent partnership, one that works without force or excess, only balance. Through this harmony, the body remembers how to heal, rebuild, and wake stronger than the day before. Vitamin B6 is one of the most overlooked nutrients in the entire conversation about muscle recovery and nighttime repair. People often focus on protein shakes, amino acids, or mineral supplements, but without B6, the body cannot fully convert those nutrients into usable building blocks. This vitamin is deeply involved in over 100 enzymatic reactions related to amino acid metabolism, energy production, and neurotransmitter synthesis. When taken in the evening, it plays a uniquely powerful role. It primes both the muscles and the nervous system for recovery by guiding how nutrients are absorbed, processed, and utilized while you sleep. B6 essentially helps the body translate nutrition into action, transforming stored energy and protein into the repair material your muscles crave. One of the most profound effects of vitamin B6 occurs through its influence on neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. These chemicals don't just regulate mood, they also govern sleep depth, relaxation, and the body's transition into a restorative state. When B6 levels are adequate, serotonin production increases, helping the brain shift naturally toward melatonin synthesis as night falls. Melatonin then signals the body to rest deeply, lowering cortisol levels and creating the hormonal environment necessary for tissue repair. Without this chain of events, even a full night's sleep may leave you feeling tired because the body never truly entered its regenerative phase. Vitamin B6 also improves how magnesium works within muscle cells. It assists in converting magnesium into its active form, allowing it to regulate muscle contractions and energy release more effectively. When B6 is missing, magnesium supplementation loses much of its potency, leading to common issues like nighttime cramps, stiffness, and restless legs. By restoring B6 balance, muscles not only relax more deeply during sleep but also regenerate more efficiently. Energy metabolism stabilizes and the body becomes more resilient to daily physical stress. In older adults, B6 levels often decline naturally due to reduced absorption and slower metabolism. This deficiency can quietly undermine muscle maintenance even when diet or supplementation seems adequate. The good news is that replenishing B6 through foods like chickpeas, salmon, or fortified grains can reignite the body's repair cycle within days. Combined with good sleep hygiene and adequate hydration, it becomes a cornerstone of nightly restoration. The beauty of B6 lies in its subtlety. It doesn't force change, it enables it. It teaches the body to relax, rebuild, and awaken restored by harnessing the quiet intelligence already woven into every cell. The human body doesn't thrive on isolated nutrients, it thrives on synergy. Every vitamin, mineral, and enzyme plays a role in a vast biological network where balance matters more than abundance. Muscle health, particularly after the age of 60, is one of the clearest examples of this principle. When people chase one supplement, magnesium, protein, or calcium, they often miss the underlying mechanism that allows those nutrients to interact. The true secret to overnight muscle recovery lies not in single nutrients but in how they support each other. Vitamin D and vitamin B6 don't replace magnesium, they unlock it. Together, they form a triad that powers the body's most intricate processes of repair, from restoring muscle fibers to stabilizing energy production in every cell. Vitamin D acts like a gatekeeper. It directs calcium and magnesium into the correct pathways, ensuring muscles contract and relax in perfect rhythm. Without it, magnesium cannot cross cell membranes efficiently, and the balance between tension and relaxation inside muscle fibers breaks down. This leads to lingering soreness, tightness, and fatigue. Meanwhile, vitamin B6 functions like a conductor. It ensures that enzymes have the cofactors they need to transform nutrients into energy and new muscle tissue. It activates amino acid metabolism, neurotransmitter production, and the chemical reactions required for rebuilding. When B6 and D are both present, magnesium becomes exponentially more effective. The muscles, brain, and metabolism begin to communicate clearly again, restoring harmony to the body's repair system. This synergy extends beyond muscle fibers. It influences sleep quality, hormone regulation, and even mood stability. During deep sleep, when growth hormone peaks, these three nutrients synchronize the body's recovery rhythm. Vitamin D enhances magnesium uptake, B6 supports melatonin and serotonin synthesis, and magnesium itself calms the nervous system. Together, they create a biological feedback loop where relaxation leads to repair, and repair leads to renewed strength. Each night becomes an opportunity for regeneration instead of gradual decline. When nutrients are balanced in this way, aging muscles regain resilience and elasticity once thought lost. The feeling of stiffness in the morning fades, energy levels stabilize, and daily movement becomes effortless again. It isn't about flooding the body with supplements, but about restoring the conversation between them. when vitamin D, B6, and magnesium speak the same biochemical language, the body responds with vitality, precision, and quiet strength, proving that health is not built on quantity, but on perfect coordination. Deep sleep is where the body does its most profound work, where muscle fibers knit themselves back together, tissues repair microscopic tears, and energy reserves are replenished. But the body can only enter this powerful state of restoration when certain conditions are met. Nutrient balance plays a central role, especially when it comes to vitamins D and B6. These two vitamins don't just influence muscle recovery, they also shape the quality and depth of sleep itself. Poor sleep isn't merely a sign of stress or aging, it's often the body's way of signaling a deficiency in the very nutrients that regulate its nighttime repair systems. When these vitamins are restored to optimal levels, sleep transforms from passive rest into an active, rejuvenating process that rebuilds strength from within. Vitamin B6 helps produce serotonin and melatonin, the neurotransmitters that control sleep and wake cycles. When B6 levels are low, serotonin synthesis slows, leading to restlessness, shallow sleep, and frequent awakenings. Over time, this disrupts the natural release of growth hormone, a key factor in muscle repair. Supplementing with or eating B6-rich foods in the evening helps restore this cycle, allowing the brain to transition smoothly from wakefulness to deep, slow-wave sleep. That's where true muscle rebuilding begins. At the same time, vitamin D helps regulate calcium and magnesium inside muscle cells, reducing nighttime cramping and supporting nerve relaxation. Together, these nutrients create the ideal environment for both body and mind to unwind. During deep sleep, growth hormone levels peak, triggering protein synthesis and cellular regeneration. Without adequate sleep or nutrients, this process is blunted, leaving muscles weaker, joints stiffer, and recovery incomplete. But when vitamin D and B6 work in tandem, they amplify the impact of growth hormone, enhancing tissue repair while calming inflammation. The nervous system relaxes, breathing steadies, and the body shifts into a healing rhythm that continues through the night. Older adults often report waking with more energy and less soreness once this balance is restored, not because they're sleeping longer, but because their sleep is more biologically efficient. Every night offers a chance for renewal, but that renewal depends on biochemistry. When vitamin D ensures mineral balance and vitamin B6 guides hormonal flow, sleep becomes more than rest, it becomes therapy. The body is not simply asleep, it's rebuilding, rewiring, and restoring the strength that defines vitality at any age. The key to rebuilding muscle after 60 isn't in finding a miracle supplement, but in understanding how the body's natural intelligence works when given the right tools. Aging doesn't automatically mean losing strength. It means the body requires better communication between nutrients to maintain it. For years, people have turned to magnesium as the go-to mineral for muscle health, but without its partners, vitamin D and vitamin B6, the results remain incomplete. True muscle renewal happens only when these three work together, creating the biochemical conditions for regeneration during sleep. This is when the body performs maintenance on itself, repairing microtears, restoring energy reserves, and fine-tuning the balance between muscle and nerve activity. In the evening, when the body prepares for rest, certain nutrients become more active. Vitamin D, even in small doses, supports the absorption and transport of calcium and magnesium into muscle cells. That balance determines how effectively muscles contract and relax. Vitamin B6 then ensures that the energy derived from proteins and carbohydrates is converted efficiently, allowing the body to use these resources for tissue repair rather than storing them as fat. When these vitamins are taken together, they turn nighttime into a restoration window where the body's natural growth and recovery hormones can do their job unhindered. This isn't about stimulating the body artificially, it's about providing it with the nourishment it recognizes and responds to instinctively. Foods that support this process can be simple: salmon, chickpeas, leafy greens, eggs, and fortified plant milks all contain the right combination of nutrients to feed muscle recovery. Over time, these choices recalibrate the body's internal chemistry, helping older adults regain the strength and stamina they thought had faded with age. Muscles become denser and more responsive, joints feel more flexible, and daily activities require less effort. The difference doesn't come from taking more supplements, but from aligning them with the body's biological rhythm. When balance is restored, the body begins to heal in ways that seem almost effortless. Sleep becomes deeper, energy steadier, and movement smoother. This process reminds us that health is not lost. It's only paused, waiting for the right signals to awaken it. By combining vitamin D, vitamin B6, and magnesium intelligently, You allow the body to remember what it has always known: how to rebuild, how to recover, and how to remain strong no matter the age.